Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, green technology continues to drive the Torrance economy. We'll take you to the grand opening of a new technology center.
And we'll show you how playing with Legos got a student project into the Smithsonian.
Plus, finding the right sunscreen can be overwhelming. We'll tell you how to choose one that's right for you.
Then school may be out, but reading is still on for some Torrance kids. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. General Motors headquarters may be in Detroit, but their headquarters for innovation is right here in Torrance. Reporter Shante Passmore takes us to the grand opening of their Advanced Technology Center.
General Motors says there's a little bit of Torrance in every alternative fuel car they make.
The original EV1 inductive charging system was developed right here in Torrance. Those paddles that you see at Home Depot or Albertsons that you've seen since the 1990s, that was done here.
For nearly 2 decades, GM has operated its Advanced Technology Center under various names in Torrance, and city leaders and local dignitaries were excited to celebrate the newly expanded 12,000 square feet to their existing 70,000.
This really is about taking us into the 21st century.
The center has grown to include production opportunities, and now with the expansion, GM hopes to add about a dozen more scientists, technicians, and engineers to the 150 currently employed.
The city of Torrance is very excited, not only with the technology, but the fact that this creates great jobs.
The expansion will help to support field testing their new alternative fuel cars. The Chevy Volt, Fuel Cell Electric, and Envy are just some of the latest models.
This is about electric vehicles and about the future and about having a healthier, cleaner, more sustainable life.
The city is excited to share a little bit of itself with the world as GM creates better cars for the future and for the environment. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Shante Passmore.
Thank you, Shante. The new technology center could hire close to 100 engineers in the years to come.
$8 billion. That's how much the U.S. Post Office lost this year alone. Now companies like Google are trying to come up with creative solutions to save the Postal Service. The Postal Vision 2020 conference recently took place in Washington, D.C. to address the future of the Post Office. Participants are looking at postal services in Europe as models, but if these options don't fly, Americans may be looking at another bailout. With more than 500,000 employees, the Post Office is the second largest civilian employer after Walmart, and 80% of its operating budget goes towards salaries and benefits.
And if you don't have any reusable shopping bags, you better stock up. In just a few weeks, supermarket chains will no longer offer plastic bags to shoppers, and if you request a paper bag instead, it's now going to cost you. On July 1st, most stores in LA County will ban plastic bags and start charging 10 cents for each paper bag. The ordinance promotes reusable bags as a way to reduce the negative economic and environmental impacts of single-use bags.
Playing at the playground and relaxing on a bench are just a couple of things to do at the park, but now you can add holding your wedding to the list. Changes at a local park are making that possible.
We were able to increase the size of the building by 400 square feet to make it very functional.
The building Mayor Scotto is referring to is the park building at Alta Loma Park. The facility used to be much smaller, but thanks to a land swap worth $200,000, the city was able to enlarge the building. And with 2 restrooms and a new kitchen, residents can use the building and more than 5 acres of park for parties and other events. Families can also use the park for more regular activities like sitting on one of the new park benches or swinging at the new playground.
We're expecting this to be well used. Here we are at the beginning of summer. It's a beautiful day out, and I would expect a lot more people to come into this park and check this out.
Back in 2007, Torrance agreed to a land swap and boundary adjustment with Rolling Hills.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green starts from the ground up, so make sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Test your home for the presence of radon. Go to epa.gov/radon.
Make it green,
Yes?
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
I'm bored. I think I'll ride my bike.
It may never be this easy to help your kids find balance, but you have more power than you know. For a free Parent's Handbook plus other resources, visit the WEEKN website. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Keeping students interested in math and science isn't child's play, but using a favorite kid's toy may have done the trick with some students at West High School. Reporter Jacqueline Shepard explains.
As a kid, most of us remember Legos, but could your Lego car drive around a Lego city and talk? In 2009, the Institute of Navigation, or ION, began the ION Mini Urban Challenge to increase student interest in math, science, and engineering. So with Lego Mindstorm Kid in hand, the West High team created a robot that could navigate around a Lego city, park, obey speed limits, and stop at intersections. As a bonus, they even gave it a voice.
The Lego kit had like the original robot for just general purposes. We looked at that and we were like, whoa, we want something more original. So we changed that and we built it to what we like. As a kid, I played with Legos before, so it's not something new. It's just something I like to do anyways.
We were just having fun when we threw it on, but then we found that since it yells hooray every time it reaches an intersection, it would tell us if it was detecting the same intersection twice, which happened to be a problem one time, so it was very valuable.
So valuable that the team won their regional competition and headed to the national competition at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History in Washington, D.C.
After we won the regionals, we were just preparing for the competition. We found lots of flaws in our programming, so we were just like working to fix those little programs, testing those every day, like when we had the chance.
After measuring, calculating, and recalibrating, the West High team went on to win the ION Mini Urban Challenge and a $2,500 cash prize. But the rewards from this competition are far more than monetary.
I believe that you can't do it all by yourself, no matter what you do. Even though you're really good at it, you still need people to help you and just support you all the way through. They'll just be there for you. If you need help, they'll just help you also.
The team not only won, but their robot will soon be on display in the Smithsonian. The team's success is partially thanks to physics teacher Marcia Kim, who says her role was small, but she was happy to cheer them on from the sidelines.
I think that's the job or role of a mentor or a teacher, is to let them learn. In order for a kid to be educated, they have to be willing to learn on their own versus someone giving them the answers.
O and Lucas are both seniors who plan on moving forward and pursuing a career in engineering and computer programming. But winning and having their robot on display in the Smithsonian is something they will savor for years to come.
We never thought about winning when we started. We were like, oh, it's just for fun. But then it actually came that far to winning, and it was like, whoa, it just hit us, we won. If I have children in 10 years, I don't know if I have. But if I do, I'll probably be like, this is what I did as a kid, and you should do it too.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
The exhibit that will feature the robot is currently under construction. You can expect to see the robot in its Smithsonian exhibit in 2013.
When school's out, some kids take the summer off from learning to have fun, but a program at the Torrance Library allows them to do both. Reporter Shantae Passmore explains.
When Gail Van Rankin was in the 3rd grade, she still couldn't read. Then one summer, she started going to a summer reading program at a city library.
And a librarian handed me a book and said, you know, I think you might like this. And I took that book home and read it, and I have never stopped reading ever since.
Now Van Rankin shares her love of reading with children through the annual summer reading program at Torrance Libraries.
We want to encourage students to continue reading after they end school all summer long. We don't want them to just be reading during the school year, but rather continue become lifelong learners.
The program is available for students of all ages. This year's theme for elementary students is One World, Many Stories. Students can read any kind of literature they want, like comic books, or they can stick to novels.
I kind of just like reading the reading list because I don't really know what's good. So I just basically look for the medals.
Elementary children are required to read 20 minutes a day, starting June 20th. The program also features theme-related activities, like making boomerangs and African mask. Van Rankin says the activities are meant to add fun while still encouraging reading.
On Friday afternoon, Dad thought home a surprise. He brought a home surprise. What is that, you know?
The children receive incentives for their reading, like magnetic bookmarks and mood pencils.
Honestly, at the beginning, the kids, they love little gift, little reward, but later on, they just slowly love it to read.
The prizes were just a bonus.
Kids who complete the teen reading program, You Are Here, receive a gift card from participating local vendors. And by developing the reading list, the Torrance Unified School District has included many books required for middle and high school students.
We get a lot of the parents who are telling us that the program has developed their children into lifelong readers, that they really enjoy now reading for pleasure.
Teens enrolled in the program also gain more. Even parents benefit from the reading initiative.
Academically, they are the top of the list.
You get a chance to spend quiet time with your children and see what their interests are. If you notice, sometimes you'll notice kids grabbing a certain book. Some kids might like geography or animals.
And of course, staff members look forward to sharing the program with new and familiar faces as well.
To sit there and have a child come up to our library desk and tell us about a book that they just finished reading is just such a thrill.
The summer reading program is allowing children to explore their world by reading one story at a time. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Shantae Passmore.
Thank you, Shantae. The summer reading programs are free and kids can register anytime during the 6-week program. For more information, call 310-618-5964.
With state budget cuts affecting all levels of education, teachers may be relieved they've made it through another year. A recent fundraiser should make things easier for some teachers next year. Reporter Alexa Sita takes us to Downtown Sounds.
Well, unfortunately, music is one of the first things to be cut when programs are cut, and our schools their cuts have been drastic because of the funding from the state.
So private organizations continue to advocate for public schools, and that means redefining what students need to succeed. In its 7th year, the Downtown Sounds Benefit raises money for music programs in Torrance schools. Programs can be formal or informal, as long as they give students an artistic opportunity.
They show us what they've been able to accomplish, getting drum instruments for Torrance High. We got flutes for Richardson School this year.
This year's event outpaced all others, allowing the fundraiser to support not only high schools, but middle schools as well.
In a down economy, it's great that an event like this can actually grow.
And for educators, growing these programs can help an entire curriculum.
It's not only about math and language arts, but it's about music and visual arts to create well-rounded whole students. So it's invaluable for us in the school district.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Alexa Sita.
Thanks, Alexa. Downtown Sounds was sponsored by the Torrance Rotary Club, the Torrance Education Foundation, and the Depot Restaurant. For more information, go to torrancerotary.org.
Most things slow down in the summer, but that can prove life-threatening for some. Jacqueline Shepard explains in this report.
Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs a blood transfusion, but only 3 out of every 100 Americans donate blood, and warm weather can cause for even fewer donations.
Summer kind of seems to be like a lull. There are a lot of people go on vacation, they're away, so we don't have that many consistent donors.
So each year, the Red Cross hosts their Summer Save a Life initiative to increase donations during the slower months. The donation process is easy. It takes less than 15 minutes and can have a huge impact.
I believe it supports a really good cause. You save 3 lives for each pint that you donate.
As a member of the Torrance After School Club, Tiana volunteered her time during blood drives but never donated. That all changed once the need hit close to home.
My mom, she had breast cancer, so people had donated blood to her and that saved her life. So it's amazing what it can do.
A quick prick to the finger and a blood test confirms whether or not you can actually give blood. Women like myself who are prone to anemia should take certain things into consideration before donating.
If you know you have low iron, you could take iron pills, or you could eat foods that are rich in iron, vegetables, beans, meats, especially meats.
While fighting breast cancer, Tiana's mom needed over 5 pints of blood. A single car accident victim can require as much as 100 pints. Donors can give roughly 1 pint of blood during a donation, but only every 56 days. So new donors are always needed.
The need is constant. There's always a need for blood. A lot of patients in the hospital.
Ever since that happened and we knew like it saved my mom's life, then me and my sister were all inspired to donate blood more.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
Thank you, Jacqueline. To find a donation center near you, go to redcrossblood.org.
It's that time of year again, time to stock up on summer essentials like beach towels, bathing suits, and of course sunscreen. Now finding sunscreen is easy, but choosing one that's right for you is not so easy. Reporter Jennifer Wade has this report.
I get sunburned. I have that nice Irish skin that loves the sun.
I've been burned. I think everyone has been out in the sun, been burned a little bit.
With summer comes sunburns. Here in Southern California, many beachgoers know to wear sunscreen when it's sunny, but during June gloom, most don't.
Today we don't really eat it too much, so.
I figured we could get away with it since we're only out for a couple of hours.
If you can see outside, you should have sunscreen on.
Even on overcast days like today, UV rays can penetrate cloud cover, which means sunscreen is still a must. Dr. Mark Horwitz practices medicine at Coast Dermatology, recently voted South Bay's best. He knows the importance of understanding skin protection, with advanced skills in dermatology and cosmetic surgery.
Because UVA is a much longer wavelength of radiation, it penetrates through the clouds. It actually even goes through windows. So that's why it's so important, even on a cloudy day, to make sure you're wearing your sunscreen.
What kind of sunscreen do you usually use? What SPF?
Like 30, 15. It depends whatever my friends have.
Many wonder what SPF is necessary. 15, 50, 100? Some say higher is better. Others think that anything above SPF 15 is unnecessary.
Even the American Academy of Dermatology has come out recently and stated that the minimum SPF you should be wearing is a 30. So yes, in the laboratory setting, a 15 SPF is okay, but because we perspire and we exercise, the minimum we should be wearing is an SPF 30. I think that very fair-complected people may even want to go a little bit higher to a 45 or a 50.
But with such a big selection, picking out a sunscreen can be overwhelming. Here are a few tools to help you shop smart.
Make sure that that says on that label, broad spectrum protection, and protects you both from UVA, UVB. UVA is much more responsible for aging, premature aging of the skin, of wrinkling of the skin, where B is much more involved in your sunburn.
And there's actually a difference between sunscreen and sunblock. Titanium oxide and zinc oxide are actually sunblocks.
Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are great sunblocks. They're fantastic because they're broad spectrum. The downside with them is sometimes they can leave your skin a little white and pasty looking, so many people don't like that.
And when you wear sunscreen, do you often reapply it or just put it on once and...
Once and done.
But one application does not mean you're done. Despite what the bottle says, sunscreen does not give you 8 hours of protection.
The truth is, sunscreen gives you about 2 hours of active sun use. So about every 2 hours you want to reapply that sunscreen. Now if you're going to be sweating heavily or be in the water, you're probably going to want to reapply that sunscreen much more frequently, maybe about every 40 minutes.
But there's good news for our beachgoers. You do not need to spend a fortune to find a sunscreen that provides protection.
I usually tell my patients to try to stick with a reputable brand, a brand that they've heard of, that they're familiar with, Neutrogena, Aveeno, Coppertone.
This is Jennifer Wade for CitiCABLE.
Thanks, Jennifer. For more information on sun protection, go to U.S. Food and Drug Administration's website at fda.gov. Coming up after the break, if you have old computers and batteries, we'll tell you about e-recycling event that you won't want to miss.
Be out there. Be out there. Be out there. Be out there.
Time was, kids did what came naturally. Spending free time running barefoot through the grass, wading knee-deep in stream, climbing to the tallest branch. But today, American kids are more likely found texting, watching TV, or gazing at a computer screen. They spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. Something essential has been lost: childhood's connection to the natural world. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Kids move indoors causes a host of problems, from obesity to ADHD. But outdoor play can go a long way to improving kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity and attention spans, and could even make them better students. Do your part. Be a part of Be Out There. There's a reason why they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
Be out there!
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
If you have used motor oil, paint, batteries, or old VCR and fax machines that are taking up space in your garage, here's a chance to dispose of them the right way. LA County Public Works will hold a free hazardous and e-waste roundup on Saturday, June 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bring your hazardous items to American Honda, and workers will take the item from your car and process their recycling free of charge. For more information, go to cleanla.com.
And on Sunday, June 26th at 1:30 p.m., the Torrance Historical Society is hosting a free walking tour of Old Torrance. The docent-led tour begins at the Torrance Historical Society and Museum at 1345 Post Avenue. On the 90-minute tour, you'll learn about Torrance's historic landmarks like the original City Hall and Nativity Church. It's an easy, brisk walk covering 8 blocks, so wear comfortable shoes and sunblock. For more information, call 310-328-5392. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.